Good afternoon, Avon. This is Dr. Ryan Pichetti. I'm back for another installment of the Avon Update in 8. This is a weekly broadcast where we try to share information, the most up-to-date information in regards to what's happening with our planning for opening this September. So I want to take just a second here. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get started with the presentation. And here we go. So I've covered the initial update. This is our Avon update date for August 20th. Each week I try to share a quote that has something to do with the mindset that we're trying to operate under. This week, the quotation that I'm using came to me. It was first passed to me from a principal that I worked with in a previous school district. And his quotation was, "We need to always keep the main thing the main thing." And so in doing that, we're trying to stay focused on the items of most importance, which is faculty, student, and staff overall safety is what's top of mind for us. We are adopting the mindset of be PFP, be positive, flexible, and proactive to the highest extent possible. Each of these presentations follows a certain script. I do a shout out and a thank you and recognize some folks. And then I also provide some opening information in regards to COVID-19. The recognition this week goes to our ISSP team. These are our instructional support service providers, Christina Eklund, Luke Weaver, and Tara Schneider, working with Mrs. Jackie Simpson, have come together to do a great deal of planning in order to provide playlists or playbooks for all of our teachers and staff, as well as students and families. They've worked tirelessly all summer long and have been at the forefront of doing all of our planning to build readiness for all of our stakeholder groups as we head into next year. Just a quick update, the planning team continues to meet. We're reviewing all of the resources that have been made available to us, including the most recent information and clarifications that come from our Livingston County Health Department, continue to work with our school physician, and a great deal of regional collaboration. For example, I just got off the call with the Genesee Valley Educational Partnership BOCES superintendents, and in just a moment, I'm going to be jumping on a call with the Livingston County superintendents with the Livingston County Health Department. We do a weekly call to try to clarify information. It is important to note that we are trying to clarify information as it relates to what are the implications if somebody experiences symptoms or is positive within the school setting. There are various interpretations about that, and I'll give you a little bit more information a bit later in this broadcast. One of the updates that we've been seeking to clarify has to do with the individually selected remote learning option. So this would be for folks who either have students who might have medical needs that would cause them to need to receive their instruction at home, or folks who just may not be comfortable with the overall climate, choosing to select the individually selected remote option. Information about this is available on our website, but the deadline for selecting this option is tomorrow on Friday the 21st. So please contact your child's building principal in writing with the information that's specified in the plan. We will collect this information. We're going to have some planning sessions at the very beginning of next week, and we should be able to put out some more information early next week in regards to what that model will look like for those who have selected it. Each week we talk about the communication. We've tried to systematize the communication to be a little bit more predictable and consistent with where the community is receiving information from. You can see on the screen a list of items from the broadcast updates each Thursday around noonish. We're still working with a couple of different applications to try to make this broadcast as accessible as it can be. We're doing a weekly school messenger on Fridays from the district office. The building principals are collaborating and putting out a weekly communication at the beginning of the week. We have the frequently asked questions documents have been posted. We've received some additional questions, and we're seeking to answer those and get those answers back out. The support sessions for students and parents are taking place this week and next week. There's still time to register if you've not done so already. And we're also going to be scheduling additional support sessions once the school year starts. And if all of this doesn't provide you with the answers that you seek, please reach out to your child's principal, and we will do the best to be available to you and to get you a response as quickly as we can. An overview of our timeline. The high-level dates are listed here. If you go down the right-hand side, kind of the more general overviews, we're up to the contingency planning. We've heard from Governor Cuomo in terms of schools moving forward, and we are putting out additional surveys and feedback tools in order to hear from the families so we can do some additional planning as it relates to the remote learning option, for example, and maybe some transportation options. And we're also working within our PPS office with Mrs. Jackie Simpson to clarify some additional supports that may be available for some of our students who might need a little bit of extra attention. We're working towards our faculty and staff opening. They will start on the 1st and 2nd of September with professional learning days, and we've also added the 8th of September as an additional professional learning day for faculty and staff. The first day for students will be September the 9th. One of the things I want to clarify in this week's broadcast is the role of screening and the screening process. So just as a high-level overview, students are required to do temperature checks every day, and we are asking that those temperature checks be conducted at home. This is the recommendation of the entire Finger Lakes Health Department consortium that are working together. It makes sense that we would want to identify those issues before students come in contact with more folks at school. And I'll talk about that in just a second. We want to prevent some of the potential implications for all involved in the classrooms. Students also have to answer screening questions periodically. The definition of periodically is still to be determined, but probably every week or two, we will be seeking to hear from students directly at the upper grade levels, and we were working on a system to hear from parents and teachers in regards to screening questions on behalf of students at the younger grade levels. So largely the difference between students and staff has to do with these screening questions. Our faculty and staff have to do temperature checks at home every day before reporting. It's a home screening requirement. We want to prevent the implications of coming to the schoolhouse door with potential symptoms, and the screening questions for faculty and staff need to be conducted every day. In previous communications, I've talked about limiting the access to the school building for outside visitors and contractors to the extent possible. We really want to minimize the foot traffic and the social interactions due to the potential implications. The implications are a little bit of a challenge right now because there are various interpretations regarding implications for persons displaying symptoms and all of the persons that person may come in contact with if they are displaying symptoms. So we want to err on the side of caution and do our best to keep those experiencing symptoms away from the public setting to avoid the future implications for a great number of people within the organization. That's it for the update, Nate, for this week. We thank you again for all of your support and your input in this process. We continue to move forward with our planning and with our clarifications. There will be a communication coming to you next week. Early next week, we're sending a letter that'll have information about our acceptable use policy and a little bit more information about the home screening process as we continue to look for suitable technological applications that may help us with the tracking of the robust tracking that's needed every day for the screening information. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day and a great weekend, and look for another district sent school messenger tomorrow afternoon. Have a great day, everyone.